Hey Joe, it's time to finish the machine. This will be a long one. No. So next I have to fabricate the upper dust hood, and I have this sheet metal here from an old microwave oven, which looks just fine for the purpose. The build process of the machine may appear a bit chaotic and unorganized, but that's because of the painting. So while I'm waiting for the paint to dry on some parts, I am working on totally different parts of the machine. This will be the heatsink for the MOSFETs. Okay, coffee break and some brainstorming. I need sugar. So here is the thing. You may have noticed there is a lot of space between the sled and the saw blade. The reason for that is I mounted the motor to the left side of the saw blade, so I can tilt the saw blade away from the rib fence instead of towards it. It's much safer to operate that way. But now I have the problem with this big open space here, let's call it, and I already fabricated this metal plate here which sticks out to the right, so it reaches the saw blade, and as you see here I can make miter cuts with it. It is a bit wobbly, so I will add a kind of bridge over here to make it more sturdy, and it will be mounted to the sled via 2 bolts and some kind of aligning pins. So that's the next step to do. Finish this up, put in this bolt here and mount the crosscut fence. But first, ow. Is it a good idea to have a light in here? I don't know. Time will tell. And I have wing nuts here, so if the thing gets in the way, I can take it off completely. These are the register pins. I want to use this as a junction box. This will sit in the back of the machine, in the base. I know it is huge, but I had it laying around. It's sturdy, so I will use it. This is going to be the soft start resistor for the saw motor. It's basically 200 meters of solid core wire, and it is meant to be like this. So you have your on relay, which switches the motor on, and the only current path which is possible goes through the resistor to the motor. So the resistor is in series. These 200 meters of wire here, and after 2 seconds another relay kicks in, and this is for the full on of the motor. I had some concerns in terms of heat, but I already did some tests and heat is not an issue, at least not when the resistor is on for only 2 seconds. That's because of the sheer mass of copper. So now my way too big junction box pays off. Joe? Post bag. These will be the motor relays for the saw motor. 30 amps, so that's plenty. One is for startup and one is for full on. And yesterday evening I started with the control circuit board of the circular saw. Still a lot of work to do, but as you see, it's a double-sided circuit board with a lot of SMD components. These are the 2 H bridges for the linear actuators. Okay, let me show you what I am up to. So this is the control box of the table saw. Here is where the conduit with all the wires comes in. This is the mounting bracket. This is the heatsink for the MOSFETs to control the speed of the linear actuators. This is a kind of base plate which goes in like so to hide the cable mess behind it. This is the circuit board. It's almost finished. Here are the 2 H bridges for up and down and the tilt, as well as the microcontroller which does all the soft start stuff and so on and so forth. It's a 80 tiny 44. I'm running it on 1 megahertz internal clock, which is absolutely fine for the purpose. So this circuit board will go in like so, and there is enough room for more connectors to connect all the wires from the machine going to the circuit board. Here is the biggest part, or one of the biggest part, emergency switch. Here are main switch and all the push buttons which will sit in the control panel. So that's what I'm fumbling around with today. Yep. By the way, here is the rough circuit diagram of the whole electronics of the machine, and if it is working as I hope, I will post the complete circuit diagram on my Pinterest profile. The control board is done, and there is still some free space here on the PCB, just in case I want to upgrade the circuit. Here is the underside, as I said, some room for the cable mess. Sunday, and it is really a sunny day. So I will stop working on the electronics and I will fabricate the extension of the table saw. Uh-oh. Okay, so as you see, there is not a lot to it. I just need something to support longer workpieces, and if I don't need it, I can retract it. And I will make some wooden sticks which fit in here to extend it even further if this is necessary. But yeah, that's the last piece in the puzzle when it comes to welding and grinding. And now I can paint this. Now it's a matter of soldering all the wires in place. Why is it always escalating like this? I mean, it is a table saw. here are my inserts. One is for beveled cuts, and one is the zero clearance for 90 degree. And there are 2 pins in the back here and adjustment screws to level it, and it will fit on like so. Yeah, the crosscut sled is working, also the rig fans, the electronics are completed. So basically the machine is fully functional and I could use it like it is, but as I said, I will make an enclosure. That's the next step. And while I was fumbling around with the riving knife, I realized that I need a access door here at the back so that I can easily adjust the riving knife from the back of the machine. Okay, everything else is working except of the dust direction, some conduit, and yeah, the enclosure. The material of the enclosure is this stuff, an old commercial sign. It is a laminate of aluminum, plastic, aluminum. Plastic, I don't know, I think it's PVC. Yeah, I like this stuff. So all the body panels are done and I painted them inside and outside. Okay guys, so here is my soft start resistor. The motor relays, one for start and one for run. The power supply and all the connections. For the dust extraction I'm using wastewater or sewage pipe if you prefer, and if I don't have the right fitting I'm using packing tape. That's just fine. Okay, so since it's hooked up to the dust extraction, let's fire it up and do some test cuts. I had to do some minor adjustments here, but now it's perfectly square. And once the saw blade is spinning, the tilt function is disabled. Yeah, I would say that's a success. Perfect. The machine is done. But unfortunately, now I have to redo all my jigs. Ay. Friends, as usual, the job is done, the machine is finished. Time will tell if it works or not, but I think it will. And that's it for this one. I say thanks for watching. Please share, like, subscribe. Leave me a comment and bye bye.